I had some microphone difficulty for a second. This is what happens when you use other headsets for Discord. Never again. Hopefully that sounds like it used to. The filters should be all there. Okay, they are. Good. Good. It wouldn't be live streaming if it went perfectly. Now, would it? Okay. Let's let's get into it. God. Everything sucks. My avatar's too big now, I think. And he's not even responding to my freaking... What about now? There you go. Okay. It's all a nightmare. God, I hate everything. Also, you need to be smaller, please. There we go. You're too dang big. Just a little bit smaller. Alright. As for the actual content of the stream today, I need to look at my script and I need to thumbnail the next page because the last one, it's still here. I can bring it up. I was working on Nightmare Panel where I drew too many figures. I'm still going to be working on that. I'm going to be doing some fine-tuning, but for now, this page is where it's going to be. At least for on-stream. Did I do anything off-stream even though I said I wanted to? No. If you've been around here, you would know that. You would know that I'm very bad at doing things off-stream that I promised that I'm going to do off-stream. That's just how it is. But I need to check my script for a second. See what I'm doing here. Alright, so we got one panel of this person here. I'll do sort of bridging the gap type speech bubbles. I've been interested in incorporating those more. I actually did them more in the chapter 1 that I made before the prologue because I didn't know I was going to start doing the prologue. And I've always liked how it's just like a sort of bridge the gap between two panels with these dialogue bubbles here. I don't know. It's very interesting indeed. So I'm going to try incorporating a little bit more of that. I really am behind on my thumbnailing and my scripting out for the prologue, though. I know what's going to happen. The events, the plot outline is very much succinct, and it breaks down everything I planned on doing. But the actual script and the stage directions, so to speak, they leave much to be desired. So, I've got some catching up to do. In that regard. Yeah, this looks about right for what I'm gonna do. It's always hot in this room. It's cold downstairs. It's hot up here. It's like hot air rises or something. And this room I'm in for streaming is on the second floor of the house. You wouldn't think it, but it just gets super toasty in here. Even if it's cold downstairs, I feel like I'm in a sweat box in this room. Back to the script. What do I got? Let me check where he is by the end of this. He's like standing behind her. So then if she like turned to face him, then he'd be like over here. Oh, this height discrepancy. Let's move you. Do I even want him to be standing like this? No, I don't know. I don't know, man. I need more cinematic language, I think. Need more direction. I need composition. I was watching a lot of videos earlier today about composition and art. They were minimally helpful, to say the least. But that's no fault of the people providing the tutorials, I don't think. I think it's really just a combination of there being only about 3 rules that anybody knows about composition and art that are worthwhile. You know, with asymmetrical balance and all that. And rule of thirds for determining focal point placement, and contrast in terms of any element, really. Contrast in terms of size, placement, proximity to other objects, shape of the object that you're placing near other shapes, like as a round object surrounded by like pointy object, is going to be a lot of contrast there, which from what I understand is good for composition if you're trying to determine a focal point. You want that contrast all over the place. Just smatter it, smear it on your picture. On the image that you're making, just put it all over it. Probably going to be better for it. But it's a combination, I think, of, well, why I don't find these these composition tutorials so useful, as perhaps they could be. It's a combination of that. There's like those 3 rules that once you get those down, everyone just kind of repeats them and regurgitates them all over. And a secondary reasoning being that it's such an abstract thing. People will devise their anything that deviates beyond the concrete rules. They're kind of just like, yeah, that makes sense to me. That's like a mathematical thing, you know. You got the what's that sequence where the guy made the math where it goes like 1 and then there's the 2 1. It's like this, and then like each one spawns it's each one, and then these ones spawn 2 1 2 1 2 2. There's a term for that. There's a mathematical basis for those compositional rules, but other than that, it just gets very subjective. And it's impossible to tell what advice is going to even be useful. Beyond that point, beyond the mathematical, it's like the same thing for perspective. At least perspective is like an element of composition. In a lot of cases. Trying to draw this pose, this standing pose, a little better. Hi the Zotan, hi the mask. Featuring Jim Carrey. Not to be confused with Son of the Mask, which does not feature Jim Carrey. I forget who actually does headline that movie. I also don't really care enough to look it up. Probably some B-list guy, I don't know. Also just a vastly inferior movie. Trying to get a read on this. So if he's walking there, she's standing here. He would be walking past her from her right. The audience's left to the audience's right. Audience left, audience right. So he'd be going that way. Okay. Sorry, I'm thumbnailing right now, Mask. Because I should be doing this part off stream, but I haven't the time. So we're doing it here. You get to watch the gross little pencil sketches. Maybe this is taller. I don't know. That's why we're thumbnailing. We're figuring this out. Maybe we do a little bit of the old diagonal. Yeah, why not? How you doing? Any games catch your eye on the PlayStation Showcase and the Summerfest and the Xbox Showcase and the Capcom Showcase? I will say, because the Capcom Showcase is the most recent and fresh in my memory because it like just happened. Either like today or yesterday, I don't know. It all blurs together. I think earlier today. Kind of garbo. The Capcom one, they basically showed everything that we already knew they were making. I don't think there was a single new announcement at all. If I'm not mistaken, it was they announced a delay for Pragmata yesterday. Okay, I have no clue. So thank you for aligning me temporally, but I really have I don't know. It's still all gonna be a blur to me. But they delayed Pragmata again. That was probably the biggest announcement. The trailer was cute though. I liked it. You got the dude shooting all the bad cyborg robots in space, and then the little girl's doing nothing. He's like, "Excuse me, would you freaking help me?" I think Swan streamed it? That sounds unlikely. It was Monday yesterday. I thought I would have... I don't even... I would have thought I'd saw a notification or something. Let me check her channel right now. Check. I'll freaking do it, man. Don't even add me. Why wouldn't she tell me? The Capcom has my no- She literally did. What the heck? I'm pissed off. Irrationally. Why wouldn't she tell me this was happening? Anyway, going back. I got a thumbnail. What is my script? I'm actually going to check my script at the same time while I'm doing that. When would this have been? When was it? What time was it yesterday when this happened? I probably could have stopped by if I knew it was going to happen, but I had no clue, man. I'm just going to cry my tears instead. Okay. What am I doing? Next panel here. We got here, and then we got a man. He's going to be walking. It's going to be a little bit of a perspective. Alright, the other games presentation. There was the Ubisoft one. Didn't watch it. Didn't care. Does anyone even care about Ubisoft anymore? I didn't think so. So yeah, didn't watch that one. That's unfair, but also it's true, I think. If I remember correctly, 4 p.m. I could have totally been there, dude. If I'd only had known. This is racially motivated. I'm gonna tell her that when she stops by, if she stops by. Didn't see, don't care. Don't care about Ubisoft. Ubisoft is what I be calling anybody who watches their presentations. Ubisoft, my dude. Well, I gotta bring up my, the YouTube page. My feed, so I can basically scroll backwards for the past couple days. Subscriptions. Scrolling back here. Overwatch Season 5 again, who cares? There was that Mega Man game that they announced an offline version for, which is a cool practice. I'm not really interested in the game all that much, but the concept of just releasing an offline version of a previously online exclusive mobile game is a very good practice, and I think all companies should start doing that. So Capcom, good on you there. They did an Apollo Justice trilogy announcement. That seems pretty neat. I haven't played any of the Apollo series, but I might in the future. Obviously, they're making it more accessible to play those games as the years go on, which is very good. Prince of Persia remake is surprisingly interesting looking for like a Metroidvania type thing. Racially discriminating notification, exactly. Freaking Swan is a racist, and I don't. It's just the truth now. Want to see if the Mega Man games are good? Yeah, they usually are. I don't know if the mobile game was any good. May buy them on sale. I would buy most of them. It gets a little iffy on the later end of the X series, but the earlier ones for sure. What else are we dealing with here? Final Fantasy 16 looks great. I'll be playing that when it comes out, I'm sure. DLC for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle is still happening, which is crazy to me. I might get that game at some point, I don't know. But it's very funny that that game is still getting DLC. Lies of P, that Dark Souls-esque Pinocchio game. Truly bizarre. I don't know if I'll play that one, but I will definitely watch people play that one. And if I get swayed by the actual game itself, by watching gameplay, I might purchase it later. But for now, it looks very funny. Just conceptually. Like a grimdark Pinocchio game. Not what I would have expected. Persona 5 Tactica? That was interesting. Not something I was expecting at all. Atlas presents, as they do. Revolutionize your heart? Yeah. But there's a Persona 5 Tactics game. I guess we should have all seen that coming. The Like a Dragon sequel trailer looked... It was a great trailer. Probably my favorite trailer from the Xbox event. Dude's just naked on a beach. Awesome trailer. He's just like... He's in like California or something. By all those Atlas... There were so many Atlas games just getting flung at us. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Haven't played Hellblade 1. Don't have an Xbox. I think the first one's on PC now, though, so I could, in theory, play that one. Avowed, the people who made the Outer Wilds game. The people who, like, were originally the developers for, like, Fallout New Vegas or something. I forget. P3, 5 Tactica, and Metaphor. That's true. So many. Obsidian Entertainment, they're making a fantasy game, so it's basically their answer to Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls franchise. That could be cool. We'll see. Star Wars Outlaws, I don't freaking know. Fable, the Fable trailer was just truly bizarre. Sorry there's no visuals on stream, but I am just having to... You know what I could be doing? You'll get a little bit of an insight into my subscriber page, but whatever, dude. People can see what I watch. I haven't subscribed to anything nefarious. There's no, like, alt-right conservative media podcasts on my subscription feed. So, yeah, I won't worry too much about it. Bit of critical over here. A lot of Northern Lion. Meat Canyon. Some Clash Royale YouTubers. Alright, don't look at all of them. Some Alpha Rad, some Red Letter Media. Smash Bros content. Alright, now I'm just getting sidetracked here. What else do we got? Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, I thought that was the one they made. Lords of the Fallen looks very good. That's like a... It's like a complete reboot of the original game of the same name. Which it's just like, look at that. It looks like a freaking... It's like a good visual Dark Souls game. You can't go wrong with that. Some cold ones. No. Mr. Beast. That was a recent subscription. Don't judge me for subscribing to Mr. Beast. If you gotta see what he's doing at all times, alright? You don't judge me. Blasphemous 2, very pog, very pog. Everyone watch Drawfee, they're a very good YouTube channel, and Drawfee Extra is their live stream channel, but Drawfee is a good channel. Have I scrolled back too far? When did all this stuff happen? No, here's the Prince of Persia remake. Or yeah, a Sonic Superstars. That game is basically looks like Sonic Mania 2 with 3D graphics now. Looks very good. That game should be great. Sandland was an interesting announcement. Just based on an old-ass manga that Toriyama made. I have not read it. I have no affinity for this thing. Nor will I probably play this. It looks interesting, though. Oh, I guess I have to hover over it. Oh, there we go. But it looks like your typical budget title that Bandai Namco usually throws money at. So I don't think it'll be, like, mind-blowing. You can very clearly tell this is like a budget project. Bandai Namco just always cranks these out. At least I'm pretty sure this is Bandai. Would not surprise me. It looks exactly like their works here. Show me it. Actually, yeah, show me who made this. Do they have it at the end? Is this just a PlayStation? Yeah, there they are. I see you. I see you, Bandai Namco. I see you down there. Can't hide from me. I know a property. I know they own the Dragon Ball license, so I shouldn't be too proud of myself for identifying that. I thought it would be another Dragon Quest. I think we all did. The moment it popped up, I was like, new Dragon Quest Builders 3? Perhaps? But no. We were all wrong. How wrong we were. It's Persona 3 again. That remake is very cool. I think that game definitely deserved the remake. It was a little... It's just on the cusp of being a good game by modern standards to the point where they should remake it. It has that level of cult following. Unlike 1 and 2, which, from what I understand, everyone just says they're too hard and dated to even be enjoyable, so... I knew them from the funny Taiko game. Yeah. I know them from their Dragon Ball Z games that they crank out every 6 months because they have to, or they'll, like, lose the license or whatever. Baldur's Gate, I mean, this trailer really just showed how good of a voice actor the guy in the Jason Isaac was, or... Not the Jason Isaac, the guy who voice acts him. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I am so hesitant to play this game. If they do the timeline, the alternate timeline garbage, I'm not playing it. But if it's just like a faithful, majority of the time recreation of Final Fantasy VII, I'll buy it. I don't like the Tetsuya Nomura alternate timeline, Advent Children, garbage, get it away from me, ew. Make me want to throw up, ugh. But I just have a feeling it's in there, I have a feeling. Gollum game. The Gollum game. Party Animals finally getting announcement trailer release date. Exoprimal is trying to exist, and I don't care. Sorry to say. I think we have gone past when all of this stuff started happening. Let me... Ow, my desk. Yeah, on 2 discs. How are they still doing that? Oops, I pressed a button on my tab. There we go. This is Xbox. Get away from me, Xbox. This is GameSpot. Let's just scrub through real quick. Oh, they broke it down by game. Mortal Kombat 1 looks very cool. the Nicolas Cage Dead by Daylight segment. I don't think anybody would have even thought about this happening. Witchfire looks neat. It's like a fantasy Doom game. Kind of cool. Or it looks like a more sci-fi fantasy Doom game. Honkai Star Rail, don't care. Genshin's in space. I don't want it. Party Animals, Dying Light 2, Crash Team Rumble, Alan Wake 2. John Carr, Baldur's Gate, blah blah. Spider-Man 2. Gonna be good. They announced Venom is in the game. Gonna be neat. A weird Lord of the Rings dwarf game. They just failed spectacularly with their most recent Lord of the Rings game. I'm so glad that they're making another one. The spin-off Yakuza game that is being developed apparently alongside their Like a Dragon sequel. There's just so many. There's too many Yakuza games. I'm never gonna play all of them. They're just gonna keep making them faster than I can even age. Than I can progress through time myself. I feel like I get another year older, and they've made like 8 years worth of games in that year. I can't do it. Custom Porsche Xboxes, which was very cringe. I don't know why they did it. Farm game! Farm game, everybody! Marvel Snap had a Pro ZD sketch in it. That was pretty cool. Yeah, not a whole heck of a lot to say other than what I've already brought up, I don't think. But yeah, those are my general thoughts on it. Get back to Clip Studio, why don't you? Some cool... Nothing really blew my mind. I wasn't really exceedingly hyped for anything in particular. But, like they reiterated some announcements from the past that I was excited about, or still am excited about, like Dragon's Dogma 2, probably my most anticipated title so far that I have at this moment, is Dragon's Dogma 2. Because that first game, I played way too much. I platinumed that game. I don't platinum games often, especially these days, but I did platinum Dragon's Dogma 1 because I loved it that much. It's like the best 7 out of 10 game you could ever play. It's like one of those 7 out of 10 games where you ask somebody, what do you think this game should be rated? And they'll be like, critically, 7 out of 10. Personally, 11 out of 10. I don't know why. Like, you could just love it through all of its... It's like true love, you know? You look past all of its flaws and all of its inconsistencies and all of the things that perhaps others might view as wrong or fixable or in need of fixing. And you're just like, you know what? I appreciate you. I accept you. I'll take you in as the whole. And I believe that we can make each other better as a result of experiencing each other. And, you know, that's like true romance. Me and my relationship to Dragon's Dogma 1. I think I'll skip 3, 4, 5, and 6 and jump straight into 7. Yeah, why not? Just freaking do it. Not to mention, there's those Judgment games you gotta play too if you're playing the Yakuza franchise. Oh, and then there's the Samurai one, and it's just like, I don't... Stop, dude. Just freaking stop it. Stop being so efficient with your asset allocation and your resource management, Sega. They really are carried by that development team, though. It's, like, absurd. How many bangers they put out in such a short period of time. Absolutely nuts. Gotta go back to my script. Alright, everyone, welcome in, Halber. Welcome in. I'm doing thumbnailing. It looks gross. Don't look. Avert your eyes if you want to. We were just talking about all of the video game presentations that all seemingly fell out of the bag at once. They're just all over the place now. I'll watch all the Gabino. Maybe not all of it. Although I will admit there has been less to actually watch these days in terms of the Gabino. Because I am bad at streaming on particularly Fridays and Mondays, and I don't know why. I haven't been watching the Summerfest. I only watched, I think the first day presentation was the only thing worth watching, really. So, I haven't been watching anything other than that either. I'm back. Welcome back. Where'd you go? It was like 20 seconds. Let's see. Do this, a little bit of this, a little bit of dialogue bubble. Welcome to the dialogue. The electricity has been shitting down a lot lately. No, I think you had it right the first time. Yeah. Sorry to hear it. My carburetor for my mighty steed will be here in your carburetor? For your steed. Now I know what a carburetor is. And I know what a steed is. And I don't think I don't think they need those. So I'm gonna need a little bit of clarification here. What kind of steed are we talking about? That's what I call my dirt bike. I see. It has been clarified. Thank you. What am I going to put in this last panel here? Whoops. 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 Everything is falling apart. Okay, I've pieced it all together, and that's just how much of a miracle worker I can be sometimes. Alright, so we've got her speaking. You can bridge the dialogue with it. Does it actually be like here? That's been 43 minutes already. I guess we did go on that video game tirade for a little bit. I need to take this weekend in particular to really just... I'm not gonna play Street Fighter as much as I would normally. I might not even play it at all. I gotta freaking just pedal to the metal this freaking script for the prologue so I have something to do on stream that isn't this. And going over to my Google Docs page and be like, is this good? Should I do... Yeah, we'll do that. I think the blackouts are due to the temperature right now. Are you in Cali, Texas, or Australia? I believe he would be closest to Texas. But... And I don't want to speak for him. Mask inhabits Mexico. Yeah, Mexico. There he goes. Saying it himself. I was waiting for him. How's that? Yeah, how is that, Mask? How is that? How is it being there? Report from the front lines, why don't you? There is a universe where you could be in Mexico and closest to California, though, so I shouldn't have assumed. Now, this last panel, I don't even know what the freak I'm gonna do. I can figure it out later, but that seems lazy. I'd like to have... I know the sequence of events, but I don't know how I want to get there, you know? Thumbnailing is so hard. What if he's just turning his head? Gotta keep in mind the eye level of this character because it's such a weird helmet. 95 right now. It's not too bad. I don't know. I think 95 is a nightmare. Of course, I live in upstate New York, so anything higher than like 72 is like, oh boy. I sure wish it wasn't this hot right now. Living in the northeast of the United States is basically like being... It's like how people talk about white people handling spicy food. But it's like how you would refer to... We're like the white people of Americans, in turn, and the weather is the spicy food. Just can't handle that dang weather, man. It'll go up later in the day. I'm sorry to hear that. $80 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's only like mid-60s over here. So by all accounts, it's actually not too bad. It's just this room that I'm in. It manages to trap all heat inside of it and never release any of it. It's like a greenhouse gas museum. Always preserving it, never letting anything go. Perhaps even stealing some from places it shouldn't. Never returning it to its rightful owner, the universe, I think. Does the universe own greenhouse gases? What page do we call this one? Page 9, so this will be page 10. And then we can sequence out page 11. Wait, hold on, that's where that goes. You get that. Wait, there's 2 dots here now. Oh no, it's a nightmare. And then I think we'll just do this little fun thing where they do the shot. You got the guy. How do I draw this in perspective? Actually, maybe he should be... his back should be facing it. The camera, that is. It's hard to draw somebody turning their head in a helmet from the behind view. Like, as the line of action is behind them from what we would see. Maybe we had it right the first time and it was just from the front that was alright. And the idea that he's turning his head is enough conveyance of the action, despite breaking the 180-degree rule a bit. And should I flip this, maybe? I gotta keep this 180-degree rule in mind a little bit more. Looking, yeah, it should be that way, right? And then you want to keep the direction of movement consistent within your panels. So maybe flip this as well. You could look at references. References for what exactly? How would I find it? Someone turning their head in a helmet from behind? Seems very specific. I guess I could try to look for it. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is not the answer to everything, even though it could be the answer to most things. Alright, I looked up person in armor, rear view. Let's see what happens. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at him, but like, how do I convey someone turning their head from that angle? It's tricky. This is where I think AI would be good. Create your own references to use. I don't even know if I could convince AI what I'm even trying to convey here. And then this would be like blurred. Blur. And then clear. And then we would swap it. And this would be the blur. And then the thing in the front, the foreground, would now be the clear. That's a little cinematography there. Shifting focus. You'd have to write it well and create like a few hundred images to get that one reference to. Yeah, the data sets, my CPU, or whatever it uses to process those at the moment. I tried using one of those AI models. I think it's still on my computer. Stable Diffusion, I think I used that one. It took like 5 minutes for this computer to generate like 3 or 4 images. So, I decided it was not worth it for me to do that. GPU mainly, yeah. The GPU is also very out of date in this thing here. I have talked about it on stream before, but I am planning on getting a new CP, or a new PC soon, in general. Very future-proof as well. I'm going all out. Getting a big boy upgrade. Can't be hanging around with this freaking... And when I say the graphics card that I currently have, some of you might vomit. Can't be hanging around with this 1060 for any longer. Water with ice really be hitting the spice. See? Hydro homies with drops of lemon. Get that out of there. Don't sully the purity of the aqua. Hydro H2O only. Putting lemon in there. Can't believe this. All that adds is acidity. Bad for your teeth. No, you can do whatever you want. But I do love a nice glass of water. $1060 is better than my second PC's. It's a 960. The main PC is a 1660. I like it. It's better than what I got. Try it? No. I mean, maybe. I'm not like averse to other beverages. Pardon me. I haven't slept yet. That's the whole point of these streams. That's the only reason I don't stream sometimes is because I am sleeping when I should be... Well, I guess I should be sleeping, but when I want to stream is what I should say. Also, I do like the fact that you had to couch your your assuaging of how bad my GPU is by saying my second PC. It's not as bad as my my second worst PC that I have. It is worse than my first PC, but the second one you're beating very cleanly. Don't even worry about it. I gotta make this arrow more clear. This goes into this panel. Here. Don't even think you can contest with my first PC. Get on my level, scrub with my first PC, but the second one, no problem. I'm sure your CPU is beating both PCs. I don't think so. I can check what it is right now. I have the application to do that. Where is it? Where are you? CPU ID. Desktop noises. Let's check what my CPU is. I've forgotten. It's been a while. No, don't update the freaking thing. Oh, it's actually not as bad as I thought. But it is still pretty old. It's an i5 4460. I thought it was for sure an i3. I was very... I have no faith in my build here for being as old as it is. Still, though, very old CPU. Yeah, see, what you're gonna hit me with the fact that you got an i3 in there? What are you talking about? Lay it on me. My PC is an FX 6300. Where does that compare? I don't know what that is. i5 beats FX? Okay. I'm gonna look up the release date of this one, actually. October 2012. Hey, that sounds like the right era. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I see it now. I see it. That's around the same era. AMD. AMD can be pretty good, though. With their Ryzen stuff. Some of the Ryzen stuff is probably better for price to performance these days, for sure. New AMD is great. Yeah. They've definitely had a glow up for sure. Meanwhile, Nvidia is just kind of like, I don't know, the popular kids. They can do whatever they want, even if it is somewhat morally or ethically questionable, and people just kind of give them a pass because they're rich, you know. They've got the cool toys. Old AMD was very meh, but cheap. Yeah, it's kind of like, now you got companies like, what do they do now? Gigabyte? PNY, kind of the cheaper MSI. Those are the kind of mid-range ones now. Although I've heard even the like cheaper people, like Gigabyte and MSI, apparently they're not even too bad. Alright, I don't know why I'm putting so much effort into page 11 when I could be drawing page 10. Yeah, we'll just start drawing page 10. File, open, the template. There it is. Perfect. Storyboarding, yeah, I do want to get a lot of it done. In fact, I should save this so that I don't forget. Thumbnails. Page 10, comma 11. Alright, there, we have these here. We can work on those in the future. I will probably work on those over the weekend, this coming weekend. I really need to just tighten up the scene that we're in right now. The confrontation. Or at the very least, the conversation with these knight lads here. I will also tune up the values and lighting on this page, because it's still a little like, looks a little flat. I want to up the contrast and the highlights. Considering, as you can see here, there are 0 highlight layers on this entire page so far. I'll fix that in post. Alright, so we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 panels. Whoops! I closed the template. I also do need to steal my own color for the panel border. There we go. New. A new frame? Or I guess new frame is what I need. Then we divide accordingly. What do we have here? Okay, so wait, no, this is supposed to be the straight line on top. Can't even follow my own thumbnails. Gotta pay attention to what you're doing. I'm back. Welcome back. Sorry about your electricity situation once again. Now we close up all of these. And then I gotta reorder them because they always do this in the strangest order. Okay, now we can file. Save as, I believe this is technically page 11, but we save it as page 10 because I goobered it up. I have a page 1.5 in my sequence for some reason. Page 10. Ah, feels good. Finally get that double digit down even though I technically have already reached it. Let's see. She should be a little smaller in the panel here. You gotta leave room for your speech bubbles, unfortunately. That's just a thing you gotta do. I wish I didn't. They cover up so much of my illustrations because I'm bad at planning that much. You haven't really seen that so far because I don't let people see the words that I do. Because that's where the story is and that's where the spoilers lie. Sometimes in the images. I haven't had to do a blackout panel yet, but I will soon. I predict. So sometimes the spoilers lie in the image, but most of the time they lie in the heart of battle. No, in the words. Plan out this little continuous thing here. It'll probably be around that big, knowing my own font choice. The package was 1 street away at 7 stops, but at 6 stops is on the other side of town. Don't you hate that? I've learned to stop tracking those things for my own sanity. Mainly because of the time when one of the packages I ordered, I was tracking through Amazon, was like 2 or 3 stops away, and it took like an hour for those 2 stops to finish. It was absurd. I had no idea what was happening in that vehicle. They must have had to deliver like 18 canoes to a single family. Had to get them all out of the back of the van at weird angles. Must have been a nightmare. At least that's better be what have happened. What had happened. Any other explanation would be ludicrous for taking that long to deliver like 2 or 3 stops. Absurd. I'll drink water, but at the same time, I'll eat an ice popsicle for maximum chillness. Brother, your teeth are far more resilient than mine. I could not do one of those things, let alone both. You know darn well they stopped to have a smoke break. Oh, you know what? That's probably like exactly what happened. But it's like taking a smoke break as an Amazon delivery driver. Like, do you have a death wish? Do you think Jeff Bezos... He's not the CEO anymore, but do you think Amazon, the corporation, with its track record of treating employees how they do, is going to let you off the hook for having a smoke break? That guy was probably publicly executed and drawn and quartered the next time he stopped by the warehouse. He's probably never heard from again. You want to take breaks? I'll show you some breaks. And then they snapped each of his legs in half. And his arms. I got a broken tooth right now, so a popsicle would kill me? Yeah, you got exposed nerve endings on that thing. Freaking Ren and Stimpy style. You die immediately, I think. From shock to the brain. How the heck did that happen? Was it dirt bike related? You don't have to confirm or deny if it's a personal story. But I don't know. I'm using context clues. Nope, I tripped and fell. Ow, it's not even like a cool story. That's the worst. You gotta have something to tell the people, though. You gotta make something up, man. You gotta tell yourself. You tell other people, well, I was in a fight with a mountain lion or something like that. You can't just be the I tripped and fell guy and I broke my tooth. I'm glad for your honesty here, but for your sake, I would start getting a little more imaginative. That's my advice. Just lie, you know, like a liar. But make it sound cool. Puppies tripped me. Okay, you see, now there's a bit of... Now you've hit me with that angle. Now there's 2 angles you could go here. You could tell the truth, because there's a bit of charm and whimsy to the idea that I tripped and broke my tooth, but it was the puppies what did it. That could be a charming story in and of itself. Or, do you still tell the truth, but in an exaggerated way, such that we can go back around to my idea of being cool... Heighten the narrative. You were accosted by a pack of ferocious canines, and they shoved you to the ground, and you barely escaped with your life. You're still telling the truth, just in an exaggerated way. You could have died, theoretically. You didn't, so technically nothing is a lie. It's all true. It's like those people that say, I'm not a garbage guy, I'm a sanitation engineer. You just gotta spice up your use of your verbiage. Change the diction and you're set. Well, I'm just accident prone, so this is nothing. The truth gets more wacky some days, that's true. That's why The Onion stopped doing as many articles as they did. It's because they literally had to come out and say it. We can't make parodies of the news anymore, because the news is too ridiculous these days. That was probably one of the funniest power moves they could have ever made, was just saying, hey, guys, we can't make fun of you anymore. You're literally too absurd now. You're doing our job for us. I still think about the day that that came out where the Onion was like, nope, can't do it. Can't freaking do it anymore. I give up. Everything is too stupid to make fun of, to satirize in the news anymore. You win. Society. Gotta be very careful how I balance this line here. Now I could have a... well, let me see where this would be. Roughly. She could have walked up here. I suppose it could have been reasonable to assume then that she would be here. So then the light source could have been... I think it would be off screen, actually. Yeah. 6 stops away, but it just went back 1 street away. Well, now you're dealing with a dimension hopper. And that explains why Amazon has such lightning quick delivery sometimes. They are using teleportational gateways, a la Star Trek, or literally any sci-fi franchise. What if I just move all of this over a little? What if I just move, like, literally the whole panel over? I watched them drive in a large circle. Well, I can't help them there, then. I'm trying to my best to give people the benefit of the doubt, but they keep proving time and time again that they can't handle it. How inefficient. They should have an AI. You know what we should be using AI for is to optimize these freaking travel routes, because clearly if they're just driving in a big circle, that is not the optimal pathing that they could have chosen. Their route was just a crude guideline for them to follow. It wasn't particularly well thought out. We need the AI to come in and be like, here's all your stops, and here's the best way you could go about doing that. It's the Porter Robinson Monster Hunter song. And then we got her looking over here. Let's see how well I can get this guy posed in here real quick. You know, I think something stops being silly the moment you can't count the times it's happened with your fingers, and this blackout is very close to not being silly. Just use your toes. Then you can keep things sillier for longer. Especially if you're counting on things using your toes. That's ridiculous. Who counts using their toes? No one? I would hope. Don't count using your... You know, we have... Where did the term feet come from? Maybe us Americans have been silly this whole time. Counting things with our feet. Need to buy UPSs. What you need is a home generator and a lot of sunlight, which it sounds like you have since it gets up like 90 degrees over there. As long as the power isn't out for longer than 5 minutes, you'll be fine. Yeah. We don't have a home generator. Well, we don't have one that is, like, built into the grid of our house. We have to get a gas-powered one whenever the power does go out, usually in the winter. Because, you know, infrastructure and taxpayer money doesn't go anywhere that it should. That's a conversation for another stream, one that is not mine. Maybe a Hassan stream, if you guys know who that is. I got 6 generators? Brother, how you get so many? I don't think I've met somebody with more than 2 generators in my life. Dude's coming over here. I got 6 generators. What do you need? How many watts you need? What voltage? What amperage are you looking for? I got it. They weren't working when I got them, so I got them free, but they work now. That's the way to do it. That's the way you do it. Play them guitars on that MTV. I'm not going to sing the rest of that song because there's some questionable lyrics in that. The lyrics aren't really that questionable. The point of the song is that they're playing a bigoted character for that, so it's Dire Straits Money for Nothing, in case anyone's curious. Great song. The character that they portray in that song is a little unfortunate, a little unsavory. That's how I get a lot of my machines. I mean, if you've got the wherewithal to handle those fixer-upper projects, there's literally no reason not to, outside of just, like, not wanting to do the labor. But if you have that in spades, you've got the commitment to actually just, like, yeah, I can... This stuff works now, so it's mine. And, like, why not? It's just the cheaper option, most of the time. People don't want to fix them, so they throw them at me and just don't have to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, that's the mentality, right? convenience, not wanting to learn how to actually have to fix the things you got when they're broken. It's the only reason I'm buying a pre-built computer as opposed to building one myself, as a matter of fact. Well, that and I don't trust myself not to break anything. Like, all of the tutorials online about building a PC, they're like, don't worry, you're not going to break your PC, don't even worry about it. And then they're just like, okay, be very careful when you pull this out of the anti-static bag and do not touch the CPU from these angles or you will bend the pins. But it's going to be fine. It's like, your cognitive dissonance that you're creating is very apparent. I want you to know that. You're not getting one past me. I know I'll break something. And the fact that you're coming at me with this energy of it'll be fine, but also do not even look at it wrong. I know exactly what's going on here. I'm not building my PC by myself. I'm making someone. I'm picking the parts, and some other service is gonna do it. So that's what's gonna happen when I can do that. 9 times out of 10, it's the carburetor. Yeah, I know what that thing. I know what that word is, but I don't know what that part does. I've heard carburetor. It's like the stereotype thing. When people start talking about mechanics and seeing like, so what's wrong with it? Oh, you probably got something wrong with your carburetor. It's like, yeah, it's a meme. And the mechanics in it. What does it actually do, though? I don't think I'm familiar with the carburetor's actual function. I feel like I knew it at one point, but no longer. Feeds gas to the engine. You see, that does sound important. So that checks out. I can see why something wrong with the carburetor would cause issues. Oops, I smacked my desk again. Gas and air, yeah. You can't have combustion without no air. That much I do know. I know a little bit of a science about fire and air because I had to relearn it for this very comic that I'm making. Mixes them properly so they work. Whoops. That was my chat being thrown to the floor. Yeah, it's good now. Whoopsies. I have no good place to put this phone anymore. What just fell over and died? You guys. The chat room. On my phone. You died. But it's fine, I saved you. You're good now. The phone's in a case anyway. It's not gonna break or nothing. I got a good case on my phone. I've noticed my viewer count has once again gone down, so I can only presume that Mask, he might have also fallen over and died yet again. Or the people providing his electricity, perhaps. He broke the phone. I did not break the phone. The phone is perfectly fine. The phone has never been better. It's virile, even. Which is not a term usually used to describe phones, but this time, in this case, yep. Got myself a virile phone here. It's not broken. I'm reading it right now. With unhindered vision. Through things like cracks. Not a single crack. Not an ounce of crack. And then we got the perspective here. Oh god, I truly am a glutton for punishment. And I will not cave in and use a 3D model. You can't make me. I saw some people doing these. They were doing a process video on how they made one of their panels, and they were trying to do one of these like high-angle shots, one of these foreshortened shots. They were just kind of like going along with it and messing around, and then they just gave up halfway through, and they just threw a 3D model doing the pose that they wanted to, and then they did it. And there's like, it's a shame because I thought the piece looked good, but I can't get past the use of 3D because I'm an art purist like that. I don't know why. I know there's like famous manga artists who use 3D all the time to enhance their artwork. Or otherwise speed up their workflow, but I don't have a workflow, and I'm pretty sure most hobbyist artists don't have a workflow that would require the use of 3D for expediency anyway. So it's like, why not just learn the fundamentals? Just learn the perspective. Yeah, it's hard, but that's the point. Art is fulfilling to make. But not if you just take the shortcuts, and then you're not learning much of anything. It is about the journey for me, the creation process, more so than a lot of other elements or aspects to the creation. And I feel like most people just deny themselves that journey and they don't get much of anywhere. You want to see improvement in your art, you gotta learn what you're doing wrong. And you can't learn what you're doing wrong if you're using too many tools to supplement what could otherwise be useful learning. Technology can make our lives easier, but you make it too easy and then it's like, what are you even doing? I've seen WALL-E. I think it should be required viewing for Zoomers to see WALL-E. Just as a reminder of what could occur when technology makes lives too easy. We become... It's reductive at that point. We become relegated to people in chairs with everything done for us. We become incapable. It's obviously a little hyperbolic, but it's a good message to not let your life be dictated by technology. And movies have had this narrative for a while. Technology, bad, nature, good. I mean, but it's like always based in some level of truth. I think we just inherently feel that. You got stuff like Pocahontas, you got stuff like Avatar, the Blue People movie. Iron Giant is sort of an interesting play on that. Princess Mononoke has a little bit of that. But Princess Mononoke is a more gray take on that whole ordeal. Which I appreciate. I do love how gray the entire conflict is in Princess Mononoke. Another reason it's one of my favorites. No side really wins, and no side was really in the wrong or the right. It's just it portrays the conflict as just inevitable. It was going to happen. Just when was the question. Let's flip this around just so I have something. It arrived, so I'm gonna go install it. Have a good stream. Thanks for stopping in, Halber. Have a good one. Hope that goes well for you, though it sounds like you know what you're doing, so I probably don't even need to say that. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. As per usual. I will try to thumbnail this page, and I think that'll be my goal for today. So I don't think I'll make too much mind-blowing progress regardless. Have a good time with your dirt bike. That's true. I didn't even think about where the carburetor would be going, but it's probably for that. Also, welcome back. Mask, sorry, I'm getting choked up. Just so happy to see you back again. Hi. Thank you, you're welcome. I got fed up with the blackout, so I'm programming right now? Programming what? A new electrical grid for your home? Like, what are you doing? Learning Python. I have the PDF, so I can do it without internet. Oh, I see. Like actual programming. Ew. But I respect it. It's only ew when I try to do it. When other people try to program, I'm always like, I would be super supportive. Like, hell yeah, dude. Something I could never do. I'm sure I could, but I do not have the mental resolve or fortitude to start learning how to program stuff for very long. PDF book, a crash course. Yeah. Actually, let's see what happens if I just take this and then just superimpose it. How tiny is that? Very small image. Just trying to kind of tune up every now and then here. My end goal is to get into mod making because I want to make some specific things for some specific games. Have you checked to make sure that Python is their coding language of choice? That would be something I would make sure is the thing I'm doing. I'm sure you have, but you know. Doesn't hurt to double check every now and then. No, but it can help. I mean, yeah, that's true, but like if you're into mod making, I would look at the specific games, especially if you're looking for specific games, and you know, I would just look up which coding language they operate in. C# and C++ are the most used. True, I do know this. But I'll learn Python first and later go into other languages. I'll learn Python in the summer, and when school starts, I'll start learning Java in my computer science class. Yeah, if you got a whole roadmap, I do know that Python is one of the ones they often start people with. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong by learning it. I'm sure the more languages you learn, the better. So you know, especially in today's era, learning any sort of coding language is a benefit to you. Almost regardless of what field you're going into. It's just nice to have as a skill, so you know what? I would never say don't do it. But yeah, if you're gonna learn multiple languages, more power to you. You could even say screw mod making at that point and be like, I'm gonna make a freaking game, brother. Mods for games? No. My own game. Me. Coding it. And then you could get someone who's actually good at art to do the asset creation. And I mean that against me. Don't hire me, is what I'm saying. But if you wanted to hire someone who was good at art to make it, I don't know, dude. Just saying. I might know a person. I might know a person or two. It's not Swan. I would never tell her about an opportunity to further her artistic endeavors. After she slighted me by not telling me she was going to stream the Capcom event. This will be a grudge that I hold until I die. And Rob has like a job at an actual studio. So I probably couldn't ask him to do it. Although if you're in the habit of learning skills, you could do your own asset creation for sure. That would be a learning experience. Just learning the entire game-making process on your own. From coding to asset creation artistically. Music even. You could do musical composition. I want to get into musical composition someday. I don't know when I would do that. I would need a digital audio workspace. I don't know what the proper term is. I know they call it a DAW. I mean, that would be cool. I know you could be the indie renaissance man, like so many of them are. But I think I would get distracted and go into another thing halfway. I mean, yeah, but that's how you build the discipline, man. I don't think I've ever worked on a project as long as I've worked on this comic. And I don't even know what specifically drove me to do it, or what's motivating me to do it, but I have just, sometimes when I'm just like, I don't know what else to do, it's just this, the comic, just go to work on the comic, just the discipline itself carries me. The idea that I want to see this seen through to the end, or at least to some level of fulfilling conclusion. I don't know if I'll ever get to the end of this comic, which is a bit of a scary thought, but I'll damn well try on my way out. Nobody can take that away from me. All I hope is that someday I just freaking win the lottery. Or I get some level of influx of cash from somewhere. I don't even care if somebody robs a bank and deposits the money in my house. As long as nobody ever comes looking for it, and it's mine, I just hope that I get a large sum of money from somewhere, and I can just work on this without fear of finances for basically the rest of my life. And I could put so much more time into it as well. I'm talking like 12 hours a day. Just drawing this. That would be amazing. For me personally. That's the life I want to lead. Is just making stories. Just telling the tales. I got so many ideas. And I don't know if I'm even going to get to them ever. Who knows? Maybe this comic will be the gateway to my artistic endeavor. I don't know. You can never really predict these things. I'm willing to bet no, because I don't win the lottery that often. I haven't won it so far in any capacity. I've never won anything really big. And making it in the webcomic or any artistic industry really does feel like winning the lottery sometimes in terms of garnering success. So, you kind of have to go into the idea of making any project in the artistic realm with the mindset that you have already failed and you will fall into obscurity. It's kind of sad that way. But if you get into that mentality, you won't be disheartened when, you know, obscurity does set in. And ironically enough, admitting failure at an earlier stage in the artistic process is what allows you to power through those darker days and eventually maybe actually start gleaning some success out of it instead of giving up entirely. So by adopting failure as a motivator, preemptively, you're actually making yourself more likely to succeed in the future, which has always been a weird thing for me to come to terms with in the art world. But I feel like I have, for the most part, reconciled with that sort of weird duality of art brain. I don't think this lady is viewed from a top-down perspective enough. I think I might need to move some features around. Or just the angle change might have worked. So eraser is too big. This is why I don't usually draw the faces in the thumbnails. They're just so whack and out of proportion. And out of alignment and all that. This one, I think, can be solved a little bit easier than most of them, though. I think I just need to move these down. What he looking at? He looking up. He do be looking up at the floor, the ceiling that is the floor. It's, you know, it's confusing when I say it like that, but it's pretty simple. He's, you know, if I flip this around here, he should be able to get the read of the action here. Lady, talking to this guy, guy's walking, angle down towards the floor. Now we are beneath the floor. In the cellar. Don't know how I want to draw this leg yet, though. One of those things about hyper foreshortening and choosing this angle, this upper angle. Trying to figure out how to foreshorten the legs. It's always the dang legs that are a problem. Without it looking goofy. So maybe I'll just leave it for now. Once I thumbnail this page, which should only be this last panel here, I think I'll call it for today, so that I have, you know, time to think about what I like and what I don't like. You know what we can do? We could probably just take this again. These small little gestural thumbnails are oftentimes very useful. Racist Swan didn't show up. Sad. Yeah, I know. She can make time for this Capcom event, but not for every single one of my streams. Like, what's the deal there? she has inadvertently stated that she views race relations as less important than video games through this act, and that shall not be forgotten. So, yeah. It's fine. I just, I expected better, you know? That's, I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed, you know? But we'll all have to learn and grow from this experience, some of us more than others, some of us more bird-like than others, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that someday we can look back at this and just kind of laugh at like a, you know, can't believe things used to be that way kind of way. Need some onomatopoeia. Some descriptive sound words for armor jingling when someone turns their head. I'm not sure, because I can't just write jingle. That wouldn't make sense. Some rustling noise, I don't know. I'll look into it. It's because I'm green, isn't it? Kermit the Frog was right, dude. It ain't easy being green. I just didn't realize how right he was. Until days like today. And now I'm just green with envy. Hulk style, green with rage. Oh, you know what? Let's do a little bit of a thumbnail value pass. That's not something I do very often. Can you set this to multiply? Yeah, that looks interesting. And I think I don't want to go too overboard with the whole idea of that. Maybe I should rotate this so that he's in proper alignment, though. And there, we thumbnailed a page today. So, though it is a little bit short, by about, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes, not that much shorter, I think I'll call it for today. Thank you for stopping by. Y'all who did, y'all who chatted, and maybe even y'all who didn't, I don't know. I don't really keep that close of attention to the view count to know if anyone shows up and lurks, I don't know. But yeah, thank y'all for stopping by, and hopefully I'll be right on schedule tomorrow with my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If we're lucky, maybe I'll even manage a Friday stream for once. That would be nice to actually do my 5. I already missed Monday, so yeah, I'll try. I used to do 5 consistently, now it's 3 because I sleep a lot. But yeah, I get sleepy. What do you want from me? I'm sleeping. Hey, I'm sleeping here. But yeah. He thumbnailed the page. Howell got his thing for his dirt bike, and I made progress on my programming course, or your prog-tramming course. What a productive 2 hours. I agree. And for that reason, I'm going to reward myself with a nap. So, I'll catch you later, Mask. Same time tomorrow, hopefully. And, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.